Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel, Creating in the Waiting. I am hopping on with the flip through of the newest journal that I just made. I made this cover probably about a month ago and I hadn't found exactly what I wanted to do in her, but we just went ahead and started creating. She was created, she's a soft cover. I made her with vintage quilts, vintage doily pieces, vintage doilies here underneath her brooch. Altered safety pin, lace, and some the fabric lace pieces here for her closure. She feels so amazing. She's 3 signatures, beaded pen. She's 124 pages. I created her with stained and stenciled. She got some dangle action going on here. We made junk journal jewelry. For Let's Make It Monday in my group, which I will link in the description box below. And I put one on her little closure. Here, where I patched the quilt together, I just put some trims. This is my favorite trim. Sometimes I get it from Hobby Lobby, and typically I'll just cut the flower pieces off and use the flowers. But here I use the whole trim and another little trim. I used a digital kit from My Porch Prints. I think it's called Shabby Tea. For these pages, the rest are stained, stenciled, vintage ledger, one is from 1840 and one is from like 1942, and then vintage music sheets, and Edith Holden pages. So Edith Holden pages are bound inside, and I created all of the ephemera handmade, so you will see that throughout. So yeah, stained, stenciled paper, custom doilies, custom time cards, the little altered goodies, custom sacks, because I make those as well, little strips, late border punched paper here. I get that off Shein. And then here I just use Tool Stationery for these when I make these, and I just put an image onto them. Sewing on all of the pages, little shabby tabs. I have a tutorial on my channel on how to do those if you're interested. Super easy. You can do them with any type of tab. And then I put this image onto the time card back with tea stain paper and sewed around the edges. And of course I make the sack pockets also. So pretty much everything inside of her is going to be custom made. That's a digital. 1868 ledger. I love hairpins, and I have an altered some altered paper clips in here as well. Edith Holden book page. I didn't want to do anything to that image. Backed with tea stain paper and sewed around the edges. And I kept wanting to maybe put more stuff in this pocket, but, or tuck, because I didn't want to cut the ledger. Just wanted to fold it in and make a tuck with it, but I didn't want to, cover that up at all. You could put like a letter or something back there, or, whatever. Vintage wallpaper tuck here, another Edith Holden journal card, an altered playing card with sewing pattern paper, one of our little shabby whale tails, a little bow, Edith Holden, love the imagery, doily center, bead action down here. I had my beads out when we were making the dangles, so... This is a doily pocket. I love these doilies. They're my favorite doilies to make into pockets. They are just so beautiful. Two Sister Jam has those. Another little altered playing card. A vintage library card and 2 vintage pieces of ephemera back here. One from 1847. The other one is a letter. I'm not going to pull it out to see the date. An altered little paper clip up there with a rosette and a charm, a decorated paper clip. That's as far as I get with altering. So yeah, when it comes to those. This is a journal card that I made with embossed paper, some mesh back here, a vintage music sheet, vintage dictionary page, vintage ledger, just literally some scrap pieces. So yeah, turned out really cute. A little dried flower there. Vintage postcard, lots of writing space, flows very nicely, sits very nicely, little shabby cluster, shabby tab. She just looks so yummy. So most of my tutorials I've been doing in my group. I need to back this and sew around. I noticed that when I was doing the flip through just a second ago in my group. This is an embossed paint sample here. It just looks really pretty, so we stuck it in there. This doily, whenever I print on the doily, sometimes the images don't come out right, and it didn't come out right, so I didn't want to lose that, and I just wanted it on the paper, and it looked really pretty. So second signature here. Strip here. We've been working on some collage fodder in my group, and I wanted to use a piece, so we did. Embossed paint sample made into a tuck, an altered index card that was given to me by a girl named Dawn Thatch in my group. When we did our altered index card swap, I got this lovely one from her, and it fits so perfectly, so we used it. And a vintage photo here. I'm not sure who those people are. Another scrap piece of doily there. Love hairpins. Edith Holden book page journal spot there. Loved. This was my favorite image. It was very hard for me to not use it, but put it in this journal to know that it's going to be leaving my home. Center doily here. It's roses, vintage letters, and cute little lady up there. Skipping page. Embossed paper, collage, transparent sticker, cheesecloth. It's a journal spot. It's back with tea stain paper. Altered playing card here. I'm going to be working on some of those today, I think, in my group. And then we're going to do a Savage small swap. So this is a really pretty letter. Vintage wallpaper tuck. Third signature. 1941 ledger. Music sheet, embossed envelope, little vintage doily action going on here. I love this envelope. The way the envelopes looked whenever they were embossed came out so beautiful. Printed that image onto the tool stationery. I like using the different pages, the different sizes. Just think it keeps things interesting, and when you write on it, it looks really lovely. So, and then here I did not want to waste anything that I ripped up of the Edith Holden. So I did a belly band here, and it is made with a vintage music sheet, a vintage letter that I had little bits of, and you could just tell the paper is old, so I wanted to use it. And then Edith Holden book page here. Super lovely. Little vintage postcard back there. I wanted to, make this journal super functional and get out of the habit of over embellishing to where, it doesn't function as its purpose. And I want the journals, whenever they go off to their forever homes, to actually be utilized. I want them to lay flat enough to journal, but I still want them to be super inspiring to where you are stirred in your heart to fill their pages. That's my hope. So, some custom vellum here. You can write on vellum and it looks super beautiful. So I think that this is, oh, that's on my button, that thread. There you have her. Super, super pretty. I love her so much. She came out super beautiful. I am super pleased. I hope that you were inspired by something maybe that you saw in this journal. Maybe you were actually inspired to use one of those Edith Holden books that you have. I will link my group in the description box. I hope that you will join us there. Create what brings your heart joy and have an amazing weekend. Bye.